got to be the why.
Why?
Your party has to become obsessed with arguing to the American people, especially now, because after Saturday, everybody's paying attention. Everybody's scared. No one likes how the politics is being practiced. So why are Democrats better instead of just why Donald Trump is so scary? Is Biden capable, are all of you capable of bringing that to bear?
Yes, and we have to be. I mean, here's what I respectfully tell my constituents, and I think others do the same, which is, with regard to the economy, I think that people are really concerned about the economy. From where we were to where we are, we've made progress, but we have a long ways to go. And the question is, who's going to take us to where people really want to go? Is it someone who's forward-facing and thinking about the interests of your family and your children, or someone who has shown a pattern of kind of obsessing about his own grievances and his own relitigating the past? And so I think Joe Biden and the Democrats are forward-facing, and I think that is really the why for why we should be reelected.
I agree with you, but that's not the case you guys make. What you do, is the second part, though, Congressman. You tell me how bad he is, like I don't know, and what a threat he is to the democracy, and then I watch you guys messing with your own rules about your own democratic process about your primary twice. One, the original primary wasn't a real primary. It was basically a coronation of Biden, and now you're thinking of scrapping the rules out of convenience. So that's not so democratic either. Do you believe that the Democrats have enough ideas to be more than, you can't vote for Trump, he's too dangerous? Especially now. You can't really do that now after what happened Saturday. It's too frightening to too many. You saw what happened in that NBC interview. They had Biden, who I do not believe is the main culprit for our hostile political rhetoric, on his heels apologizing.
I think that you're absolutely right. We have to be the party that's talking about the future. Well, how are we going to equip people with the skills to take the jobs of the future? How are we going to make sure we can educate not only children who go to college, but the 2/3 of Americans who don't have a four-year college degree? And then finally, among other things, how do we make sure that we allow people to access high quality and affordable health care? This $35 a month insulin plan is very popular, and yet we're still debating whether we should have it or not. And so those are the types of questions I think we should be discussing.
Well, look, the good news is, if you look at the 2024 platform, in fact, in my podcast, the Chris Cuomo Project, I take you through the 20 promises the Republicans make. There's no mention of getting rid of the ACA, which they don't call Obamacare because they don't refer to it. No mention of reproductive rights. No mention of gay marriage, because they know those are now losers for them. The question is, what are winners for you? Yes, healthcare. But instead of college, trades, the artisan class, groceries, gas. You can't shoot over everybody's head. Not everybody's planning for to be a lawyer or a doctor. They're planning to eat.
That's 100% correct. In fact, there's something called a paper ceiling. That's the ceiling that requires degrees, four-year college degrees for positions that don't need it to basically perform the skills required to do the job adequately. So I'm working with people like Byron Donalds, who I saw on the stage, and others to try to, and John James of Michigan, to tear the paper ceiling and make it so that people with skills can access the jobs of the future.
Good.
We need to get everyone off the bench into the economy and working in the same direction.
Good. And you got to break from the pack. If you're doing something with Donalds, you guys should come on TV together. Don't be afraid of the party, because the truth is, it's not worth it anymore. The affiliation's not enough. You're better off being your own brand. If you had to guess today, is it less than 30% chance that you guys pick someone else other than Biden at the convention?
So you're saying, is it less than 30% chance that we would pick someone other than Biden?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know the exact percentage, but that sounds about right to me. I believe that we should operate from the presumption of, okay, if this is the situation, how do we win right now with who we got? Show me the data, show me the plan, let's win.
Yeah, and let's say that you're not compelled. My problem with you guys is too late. You shouldn't have been asking these questions now. That's what your primary should have been for. And you're much better off focusing on what the pitch is than who's pitching it. I know the messenger is all important in politics, but the idea that you can swap him in with somebody and they're magically going to be better before people like me get to rake him or her over the coals for a couple of weeks, I think is hyper optimistic. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.